Suddenly as they looked, great billows of live sparks rose up from the gigantic funnels. They were followed by billowing clouds of smoke and steam. The rushing waters had reached the boilers and they had exploded.
For a few moments we could see everything that was happening, for as the vessel sank, millions and millions of sparks flew up and lit everything around us.
There was a great explosion just before the end. The ship seemed to break in two, and the sparks shot up like fireworks.
Something in the very bowels of the Titanic exploded, and millions of sparks shot up to the sky like rockets in a park on the night of a summer holiday. This red spurt was fan-shaped as it went up, but the sparks descended in every direction, in the shape of a fountain of fire.
Smoke and sparks were rushing out of her funnels. There must have been an explosion, but we heard none. We only saw a big stream of sparks.
Suddenly, the whole superstructure of the ship appeared to split, well forward to midship, and blow, or buckle, upwards. The second funnel, large enough for 2 automobiles to pass through abreast, seemed to be lifted off, emitting a cloud of sparks.
As the inrush of icy water reached the engine rooms, the boilers exploded, sending up showers of live flame, sparks and smoke, that caused the 4 great funnels of the ship to resemble craters of active volcanoes. It is believed that the explosion broke the ship's back, for she sank at once, in water 2 miles deep.
Well, the Titanic told me, when I had sent the position, he said he could not read signals because of the escape of steam and the air through the expansion joint, so I helped him with the communications.
Will you repeat that?
He could not read the incoming signals on account of the escape of steam and the air from the expansion joint. The water rushing into the hollow of the ship was driving the air through the expansion joint. It would not be the noise only, it would be the trembling of the ship.
The noise of escaping steam, directly over our cabin, caused a deal of trouble to Mr. Phillips in reading the replies to our distress call, and this I also reported to Captain Smith, who, by some means, managed to get it abated.
The ship has been seriously damaged. The captain's ordered the boat swung up. It's got to be done quickly.
At 1 o'clock, Mr. Parr and Mr. Sloane came below. I was on watch at that time, and he said to me, "We are going to start one more engine." Work was going on, as if nothing had happened, when at 20 to 2, the ship seemed as if she had started up again, and flung us off our feet.
As the water reached the steam pipes, there was a terrible explosion.
I did hear a great roar, mingled with hissing, coming from the direction of the ship.
Just a long loud hissing, roar, followed by an explosion, and if I remember rightly, a second one. At the second explosion the lights went out, a terrible hissing of steam began, the hissing and screaming kept up, and finally the ship seemed to right itself.
A huge column of steam shot high into the air and mushroomed against the sky.
It looked like a scene from Apocalypse Now. A funnel 40 stories high released 400-degree steam after a pipe blast, sending mud and debris flying near Grand Central Station. The one that exploded was from 1923.
The ship broke into 3, first the bow detached itself, then the middle disappeared, with a hiss, like the sound of 1,000 blazing rockets, and then finally the aft part of the hull dipped over.
I saw her back break, and I heard an explosion, either of her main steam pipe, or of the boilers.
Next came the explosion. It was like a waterspout, filled with black things.
the stern then seemed to rise in the air and stopped at about an angle of 60 degrees. It seemed to hold there for a time, and then with a hissing sound, it shot right down out of sight.
The hissing of steam stopped.
For a moment the sky was lighted up, with black masses thrown up into the air.
When the ship was sinking, a volume of smoke came up.
Everything seemed to go to a black mist.
She seemed to break in two, the stern went down. There was no trouble for us to see it. There seemed to be a black cloud come up, as the head went down. Finally, there was a terrific explosion, like a cannon report, and a big black cloud of smoke arose from the ship. This settled and the ship appeared to be broken at the middle.
It was all black, looked like as if it was lumps of coal, and all that.
Coming up through the funnels.
Through the funnels.
That is, there was a great amount of black smoke coming up through the funnels just after this explosion.
Just after the explosion, pretty big lumps, I do not know what it was, steam, and very black smoke.
After the noise, I saw a huge column of black smoke, slightly lighter than the sky, rising high into the sky, and then flattening out at the top, like a mushroom.
The ship sank slowly and steadily, and then we heard a little explosion. That must have been the first boiler. After that, the lights began to go out in different parts of the ship. Then came a big explosion. We could see a mass of black smoke. The boat seemed to lift right up out of the water and tilt up on end, and then seemed to break and drop back. For one moment she was right up, in the air, standing on her nose.
When the boilers broke out of the ship, it was dreadful. Mr. Lowe, the fifth officer, was in command of my boat, and I heard him say, "Thank God. Perhaps she will float now with all that weight out of her." Then, she broke again, and we knew she must go down.